over the last 30 years. There has been an ongoing issue with mule deer decline in Central Oregon.
We've been collecting pretty good estimates on their population, and in the last 5 or 6 years, we've lost 50% of our mule deer.
And unfortunately, there isn't just one silver bullet to cure the decline of the population. It's cumulative, from the aspect of just fragmenting habitat, where we're taking it out of wildlife habitat production, to the point of connectivity of the habitats.
So for mule deer on a seasonal basis, there's not food in the same place year-round. Every winter we see high snowpack up in the mountains, and that pushes deer down out of those mountainous forested areas, down into lower elevation areas in the sagebrush grassland. And then in the spring, when the warm weather returns, they follow the greening up of vegetation back up into those high elevation areas in the forest. So they have to move between the forested areas in the mountains and their winter range on the sagebrush grassland every year.
Our mandate is to protect and enhance native wildlife of Oregon. So in order for us to do our jobs right, we need more mule deer out there on the landscape.
Some of our local highways, due to the traffic volumes, have made it impermeable for deer to migrate or move across. There's rampant poaching, the increase of non-native invasive plant species.
You name it, you can pick your favorite problem with mule deer. And this isn't just a problem in Oregon, it's a problem range-wide for mule deer. So we can't just fix one thing and hope that's gonna solve the problem. We need to come at it from all sides.
With respect to the Metolius Winter Range project, we are partnering with the Ochoco National Forest, and that project is focused on improving a winter habitat for mule deer.
So the two areas of focus are, one, to remove and reduce conifer encroachment. The other is to herbicide the non-native annual grass population and start seeding species that naturally occur on these landscapes and get that stronghold of natives back on the land where they belong.
The other facet of the project is travel management. So we're going to be closing and decommissioning some roads out there. And this is going to help reduce disturbance. And this is very important on winter range, because as deer come into winter range throughout that season, they're just trying to survive to get back to summer range.
There's a certain awareness that the community needs to have of what's happening to local wildlife populations.
The research that ODFW has done over the years has shown that deer that migrate have a higher rate of survival. It's in our interest to maintain these migratory corridors, to try to prevent fragmentation as much as we can, and keep deer moving back and forth between summer and winter ranges.
Just having an awareness of our role on the landscape, of habitat fragmentation, of habitat loss is really important, and then knowing and supporting and getting behind these efforts to reconnect these habitats that have been fragmented and restore these habitats that have been impacted negatively is just really important.
Altogether, this is about a $500,000 project, and we're almost there in terms of having all the funds we need to implement all aspects of this multifaceted project. We see it as our mission to empower conservation by connecting people with critical work.
The Metolius Winter Range project is one project, hopefully in a line of projects that we're going to do to help reestablish those migratory pathways or to enhance them so that we can maintain our mule deer for future generations.